Hi guys, Arthur here from Homeowner DIY. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to replace a main house shutoff. So this shutoff will be generally where the water main enters the house. This shutoff is on the city pressure side. So this shutoff will be normally pretty close to your PRV, or pressure reducing valve. Now, the one thing about replacing this valve, you need to shut water off at the street, so you need a water key. The water key will shut off the curb stop, or also known as a street stop, which is generally going to be on the city side. But guys, if you do not have a water key and you have no way to shut off the water, you cannot do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the setup, and then we'll do material and tools. Alright guys, so our water main comes up here, it goes around the duct in 90s, it comes across, it goes over, and then it goes into our main water shutoff for the house, and then this is our PRV. There is also a shark bite there that I'm going to cut out and replace. Alright guys, this is our materials list. So I have a 20-foot length of 3/4 PEX. I have a 3/4 ball valve. This is actually a stop and drain. The cap is right here. This will allow the system to be drained down, not just shut off. I've got two 3/4 MIP, so this is male iron pipe. On this side, this is threads, and then this is our PEX adapters. This is called a 3/4 MIP by PEX adapter. I've got two couplings. These are Poly B by PEX couplings. I have Teflon tape, and then pipe dope, known also as pipe compound. Guys, this is all I need for material for this job. So what we'll do now is the tools list. Alright guys, this is our tools list. So hand tools, I have my pouch hammer, nail bar, PEX cutters, channel locks. I have a water key. I have close quarter 3/4 crimpers, regular 3/4 crimpers, a light. I have a 27mm socket with a breaker bar, earplugs, extension cord, and then my cordless kit. Guys, this is what I believe I need for this job, so let's get started. Alright guys, this is our curb stop, or strafe stop. This is a water meter, and that goes back towards the house. So to get this off, we have to unscrew this here. So on the end of my water key, it has a socket for this specific nut. Alright, so we take our water key, we'll put it over the socket. Alright, so this is our curb stop. At least it was only one handful to get it out. But now what we need to do is we need to shut the water off. So this key has that design there. It's just going to fit over and turn. Alright, that is off. We see how the top of the key is perpendicular to the pipe going from the street. Alright, now that the water is turned off, we need to depressurize the system. So we're going to turn on the hose bib. And we're going to dump the pressure that we can out. Alright, with that done, we'll shut this off. And now we're going to head back down to the crawl space. Alright guys, I just realized that I missed something. So this side here is soldered. This side is threaded. Well, I only had two Poly B by PEX couplings, so I had to run to the store to get another one. At least the store was close by, but this is a rookie mistake on my part. Alright guys, this is city side, this is our PRV, and then this is domestic side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this over here and drain out the water. So I already have my bucket here ready to go. All right, so we have a talon, talon, and talon, and that's where our main goes down. So I need to clip all these. So guys, the trick with this thing, with these clips are, the nail is on this side, so if you hit it outward, that should put the, that should pull the nail out. If you hit it from the other side, you're more likely to break the clip. Alright, so this is our main coming up out of the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it here and try to catch the water that is left in the pipe. And as you can hear for the water going into the bucket at the other end, when you break the airlock, all the water will dry out, or sorry, drip out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it down here, and then we're going to put our PEX, Poly B by PEX coupling. Alright, this is our Poly B by PEX coupling. So this is the Poly B side, this is the PEX side. It does matter which way you put on the fitting, as well as we have our rings. So the copper ring goes on the Poly B side, the black ring goes on the PEX side. Alright, so we got our ring onto the PEX side. So we'll crimp that on. And now we're going to clip up our water main. Alright guys, so this thing here, this is a heating duct. We do not want our PEX touching the heating duct, which it was before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend it back this way a little bit. And then we're going to pound in a talon. Now we're going to go to the other side and continue. Alright, so we're on the other side now. And what I'm going to do is put one more talon in to hold it in place. Now guys, one thing in this case, I would suggest put the nail on the bottom. That way if you need to take it out, you can just hit this side out and it'll be a lot easier to take out. But what we'll do now is we'll continue or run back towards our Poly B. Alright guys, because we have a heating duct here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw a piece of wood underneath the joists, so we have a nice big barrier to keep our PEX pipe away from the heating duct. Alright, so this is our new shut off. So this is our drain. So guys, the water comes in through here and then it goes out this way. So you want the drain to be on the downstream side of where you shut off. So we're going to shut this side off and then, or sorry, we're going to shut this side off and water will still be live on this side. If you do it like this, you have water coming in, you unscrew this, water will just forever come out. So you've put this in backwards. So it is directional. Unfortunately, they don't have an arrow. But guys, your drain, the cap, will be on the downstream side. Alright, so this is our old shutoff. This is our PRV. We see the arrow means the flow goes this way. So guys, my one thing I overlooked here was this is soldered in. This is threaded. Because this is soldered in, I would have to see if I can get another part of union adapter, but because I'm not going to run to that much trouble, this is my fix for this. So we have our poly B end here, a poly B end here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut over to this side. We're going to leave this piece of poly B in, and then we're going to adapt into PEX. Now, because this is going to be close, I have an old set of PEX cutters so I don't damage my good set. Alright, with that out of the way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my PEX, by poly B by PEX coupling onto the poly B end. Alright guys, so we now have to take the adapter out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock on my channel locks and then unthread the other side. Alright, with that loosened off, I'll just unscrew it. Alright, so there is our MIP by PEX adapter. So we're going to take our Teflon tape, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, with this white tape, I was always taught to do it a minimum of 6 times. And now we have our thread compound, also known as dope. And we're going to put a thin layer on the outside. Okay, so we'll spin it in. Alright guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a 27mm socket. If you do not have this type of socket, you can use channel locks or a 10-inch crescent wrench. Alright guys, so that concludes the main. So we have clips every second joist. These joists are spaced 16 inches apart. So this works so well. I put the block here because of the heating duct, and I also screwed the gas line back onto it as well. There's our new shutoff. There is our PRV. It goes across and then it ties in over there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and turn the water on. Guys, when you turn the water on, make sure this valve is closed, because if it's open and you miss a crimp somewhere, you're going to be flooding out the crawl space. But what I'm going to go do now is turn on the street stop / curb stop. Alright guys, so we'll turn our curb stop back on. Okay, I can hear water flowing. Alright, the water is stopped. Alright, that's all the way open. Now we'll go back down to the crawl space. Alright, with the curb stop on, that is our one joint down there. We have no other fittings until we hit our main stop. Alright guys, our main stop. So we're going to turn on just a little bit. Alright, we're going to leave this filling until we don't hear water flowing through the pipe, and this is silent as well. Really the only thing I'm checking down here for is leaks from my crimps. But guys, it is incredibly important that you turn on your water slowly and then let the hose fill up. So this may take 10 minutes, 20 minutes, a half an hour, but make sure that you turn on your water and let the system slowly fill so you don't shock the system, because you can develop pinhole leaks. Okay, it just went silent now, so we can turn this all the way on. Guys, this is how you correctly turn water and repressurize a water distribution system. I don't see anything leaking there. Everything looks good here. Down there, everything looks good. So with that in mind, guys, this job is done. So what we'll do now is I'll clean up and then we'll do an overview of this job. Alright guys, so that concludes this project. So the couple things that you need to be aware of. The water key you need to have. If you cannot shut water off at the street, don't bother trying to do this job, because you're going to flood out your basement, your crawl space, your water entry room, whatever it is. The other thing is for polybutylene. This pipe was introduced back in the 80s, and I think the 2000s, early 2000s, that's when it was replaced with modern PEX. This pipe is, the fittings are different from PEX. You cannot just put a PEX fitting on to poly B and expect it to be perfectly fine. I actually ran into this problem on another job where it was colored poly B, but I didn't know that at the time. And when I turned the water on, it started leaking. So guys, make sure that you get the proper fittings to adapt from poly B to PEX. Otherwise, guys, for the most part, this was a crawl space. It was easy to get to. There were no issues. One other thing is heating ducts, or I guess really any type of metal. PEX cannot touch this. Make sure that you leave a space, especially with a heating duct. It gets warm, and the last thing you want to do is melt your PEX over time and then have a problem that you're not aware of because it's not staring you right in the face. The time on this job, because I had to go to the store, the time was about 2.5 hours. At least in this case, the store was close by, but this was something that I should have paid more attention. Really, I mean, a service company will have stuff on a truck, so they'll have more than an adequate supply, but being a DIYer, guys, you need to think in advance, and in this case, I overlooked something, but at least it didn't hurt me too badly. The cost of this job, the pipe, clips, fittings were about $60. This is a relatively simple, straightforward job, but you need to have crimpers, you need to have a water key, you need to have a little bit of information if you're going to go ahead and try to do this job on your own. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope something here is going to help you on your project when you need to go ahead and do that. Guys, till next time, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next project.